Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition of Rev Reviews. This is where I take a little bit of time, talk about some new products that might have come into the store, and I call them Rev Reviews, hashtag Rev Reviews. Okay, today we're going to talk about Lake Cycling shoes, and it's one of my premier shoe brands, and they do things a little bit different than other shoe manufacturers. They do make a very wide selection of shoes, and they also cater to some high volume or low volume type of feet as well. So before we go any further though, if you would please like and subscribe to the channel, because it does help its YouTube algorithm to find these types of videos and then maybe position them in someone's feed. All right, let's get going. This is more of a unboxing, and because two of the shoes are going to be ridden by customers, I do have a pair that I ordered for myself, so I'll ride those and give feedback on them. But the first one we want to look at is the CX218. Let me verify that, yes. And it's the it's the wide. And the customer just had issues with his current shoes. You know, cycling should be fun unless you put yourself through some type of suffering interval or hill climb or something, or on a very hard group ride. But cycling should be fun, and at least your feet should be happy. In this case, the gentleman was just not happy, and in a short amount of time, like 15 miles into his ride. So that should never really happen. If you have discomfort or pain during your bike rides in the first, let's say, half hour, there's something wrong and it should be addressed. Go to your local bike shop, ask for advice. Maybe you need a bike fit, let's say it's something other than your feet. And then even with something with your feet, maybe you do need a bike fit based on maybe your cleat placement and things like that. So cycling should be fun. It should be comfortable and enjoyable until you decide to do something different. Okay, so this shoe has a Velcro strap. Now, one of the things that as you move up in price points, you start to move away from buckles and ratchets and those kinds of things, and you eventually will move away from a Velcro strap. And personally, I'm not a big fan of Velcro straps. They do keep the cost down, but Velcro straps wear out. I don't like them on my gloves. I prefer gloves that are slip-on and don't have a Velcro strap. As you move away from the buckles and the Velcro straps, you then move into a BOA system. And this used to be in a really high-end set of shoes, and it's completely filtered down and continued to come down to a lower price shoe. This is a $230 shoe. Lake is an expensive shoe, boutique type shoe, so you can find this on, let's say, a Shimano shoe for about $150, but you don't have the amount of size options, and that's why you would look to a Lake cycling shoe. It also has a nice carbon sole, and as a bike fitter, I like the fact that it's got all of this here, and I can micro adjust the cleat exactly where the customer needs it. It also has a floating anchor nut system on all three shoes, so that's nice because we can slide the cleat further back or further forward. In most cases, there is a video that I did on installing cleats. In most cases, they need to be slid pretty far back, unless you just have a really long travel here, and then you may place the cleats somewhere else, but usually pretty far back, especially if they are a fixed anchor nut system. Okay, the CX218 retails for about $229, and it's a good quality shoe for the money. And in this case, it was available in a wider footbed area than the shoes he was riding. Then the other shoe I ordered for another customer of mine, this is the 332, the CX332. and this is about a $450 shoe. And this gentleman needed an extra wide. And the interesting story about him is he has a pair of CD Mega Wide, and it's not wide enough. And I think that is one of the issues I have with CD, is that their typical shoes are narrow, or I should say their standard shoe is narrow. And so when you go to the Mega Wide, in a lot of situations, it's just as wide as, let's say, a standard shoe from Shimano or someone like that. In this case, this is a double or an extra wide, and we hope that this will solve this gentleman's issues. Now, this gentleman rides 100 milers with me on Saturdays. We have a night ride today. It's 3:30, and we're going to try to get these shoes set up for him at 5. We have that night ride at 5:30. But we also did 2 500 milers last year. So this is a gentleman who really needs to have happy feet and comfortable shoes to ride in. And this is now when we start going into the kangaroo leather, and it's lighter, it's more breathable than typical leather. Again, a very nice carbon sole, and some vents here along the side and along the arch. You also get a replaceable heel pad, which a lot of the entry-level shoes don't. I'm curious if this one has it. It doesn't look like the 218 does. But this is important because my customer walks a lot on his shoes, and I think we've kind of talked about, you got to walk on the cleat. The cleat's easy to replace. These things, could be out of stock, or maybe they are a permanent heel pad, and so you're not able to replace it. Okay, so there's that. And then at the top of the heap is the 403, and this is the shoe that I ordered for myself. This chameleon, they call it, and it makes sense because hopefully you can see that as I move the shoe around, it goes from blue to a purple, and hopefully you can see that. But this is their top end shoe, and what makes this shoe even more customizable than ordering a certain width for your foot, you also get a moldable carbon along the heel, along the sides, and along the arch area. So you're able to now heat this shoe up, mold it, and get a much more custom fit to your foot. So this is what they call their custom fit carbon, and you can see that there. This is a $550 shoe, but as much as I ride, this will at some point work itself out. But I have very good I anticipate very good results with the custom fit on this shoe for myself. Again, the kangaroo leather, the 2 boa straps, and you'll also notice that the boa pattern is different. The way the straps and where they anchor, hopefully you can see that, and I will flip this around as well. So that is a different anchoring system. We'll see if that makes a difference. And then the other thing on the higher end shoe, they just have a little bit more rubber protection on the carbon toe. And it looks like the heel pad, yes, the heel pad is different. So I guess I have to keep heel pads in stock for the different types of shoes, which, these little things they're sometimes forgotten, and then all of a sudden a customer comes in and says, "Hey, I wore out my heel pad," and you're like, "Oh, yeah, I got to order that, and it's going to be a week," and oh no, it's not in stock. So these are the little things, right, that you sometimes don't think about, but with this video, I thought about it. Okay, so that's all for now. more of an unboxing, more of talking about the features of the shoes. And then when I get a chance to ride them, I will provide some feedback. And my other customer will be wearing this one tonight, so he can give me some pretty quick turnaround time on the feedback. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate everyone who subscribes to the channel and watches my videos. If you found the information useful, entertaining, please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. If you don't like the topic or you don't like how I present it, please, when you give that thumbs down, provide some feedback so you can help me create better videos for you. Okay? Thank you so much, and we will see you up the road.